Hello and welcome back to Xpwaste, where the worst part about coming back to the main game after leagues is not having unlimited run. I'm Michael.
And I am Oxie. Michael literally just ripped that sentence out of my mouth talking about the birthday event. And I'm so glad he did, because neither of us had an opener for you there. If you're new around here, hello, welcome. It's 11 p.m. on a Monday. I'm sorry if I sound a little tired, but we talk about Old School Runescape. That's the whole point of the show. Sometimes we talk about other things, but mostly just Old School Runescape. And let's be honest, that's what you're here for, Dwelling. We know. If you're not new around here, sup? I have no follow-up.
We're glad you're here.
It's 11 p.m. on a Monday. Hey, guys.
If you're not new around here, we're glad you're back.
We're glad you stuck around after all this shit.
If you're coming back from the last episode being your first episode, so episode 50, where we got absolutely turned with the gnomes.
You picked one hell of a week to have it be your first episode. If that was your last episode,
it was fun. I think I still have some remnants from that night on my desk as a reminder forever, just like random bits of fruit still just here.
I hope those don't stay in your desk forever, bro.
Why?
You're gonna have moldy ass fruit 2 years down the line. You're gonna be like, that's from episode 50. It's gonna be like a moldy lime on the table.
It's gonna like sink into the wood, corrode it. It'll be part of it. That's all that I have on the desk. I've cleared everything else out, so we're good. That was a fun episode, though. I'm glad we did it. 3 hours. My goodness.
3 hours, 17 minutes. The raw footage was 3 hours and 49 minutes of content. Ooh. We almost had 4 hours worth of recorded material. It was a lot of fun, but having talked to the guy who edited that episode, never again. I hope you guys got your fix of 3-hour episodes, because that shit took forever to get out.
Yeah. And it was nearly 30 minutes of just unusable footage and audio. It's like you cut out a lot.
Yeah, it adds up a lot over time, because if you guys have hung out with me in Discord, where I'm a little bit more uncensored, or more importantly, I say uncensored in like an editing sense, like in the extra episodes on Patreon, I pause a lot. I make a lot of ums. I kind of go through a phase of like inner machinations of my mind are an enigma, and I just like space out mid-sentence. I'm like, Armadillo Godsword. That like I cut those out in episodes, so those little weird segments get cut out, and that just adds up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there are some times where like if you were on it day of release a couple weeks ago, Michael's like eating pizza, or I'm like, hold that thought, I have to go get food, or I have to get water like right this second. We've both been there quite a few times, so stuff like that adds up. But unless we hire someone who does podcast editing as a full-time job, no. I hope you guys enjoyed the 3-hour episode, maybe for episode 99, but until then, no, that was a lot.
We're doing a 24-hour stream for episode 99. I don't know what you're talking about.
That could be a fun pregame for it. Like that would be horrible to edit. 24 hours of content, editing down into like listenable pieces. That could be a lot of fun. We do 24 hours of content, right?
Yeah.
For episode 99. And then the week of episode 99, we have our maxing party. That's like the whole week. And we release 1 2-hour episode a day of like the highlights of like that little chunk. So then the XP Wasters ear holes are just gushing with our voices. That's possibly the worst imagery I have put in this show ever.
I'm just excited that you're embracing ear holes. It's taken me 51 weeks now, and it's finally happening.
I don't think I have a choice. I don't think ear holes was going anywhere. So, like we talked about, it's like Stockholm syndrome. You fall in love with it after a while. So,
I've started to censor myself, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. So
I guess you don't have to. It's
let the ear holes rain, dude.
oh my god. It's a lot of like what happened with the welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that ad bit.
Yeah.
It was just like accidentally our thing now.
Those are the best ones though.
Yeah.
It's like when a little inside joke just becomes the thing and it's not forced. It's just if it's forced, it's not fun.
Yeah. And
But-
we will get to forced fun here soon, I'm sure.
Oh.
So, Michael, how's your week been?
Yes.
What have you been up to?
I've not really done much. Actually, no. I've probably gotten like 10 or 12 regular gauntlet KC under my belt in the last maybe 20. I'm up to 41 and I started at 25. So what is that? Like just under 20 KC under my belt?
Something like that, yeah.
So I'm getting close to where I'm gonna start sending corrupted. I think my goal right now is to get my prep times to where I can be done like 2 minutes 45 to maybe 3 minutes 30 and then send the fight. And then after 50 KC, once I'm ranked in the regular, then I'll full send corrupted gauntlet for no other reason than just like I don't want to leave it off.
2 minutes 45 remaining in prep time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say you're not shooting for a 3-minute prep, are you?
I think that's impossible, but no.
It's not impossible. I think the world record for the gauntlet is like 4 minutes or something. Like,
Oh yeah, it's quick, but like not for Joe Schmo me.
No, I was gonna say though, is it like from when you drop into the gauntlet to when you kill the Hunlift, like 4 minutes is the record. Like it's
that's
the
insane.
prep is like 90 seconds. You get like one perfected weapon, no armor,
That's insane.
8 fish or some shit like that. Like it's nuts.
Wow.
You have to 5 to 1 the whole time. It's good times.
Mhm. Wow.
But-
Kick it and then just mage it or something.
Yeah,
Maybe.
you so the 5 to 1, it's 5 attacks with your perfected weapon, usually the bow because rigor has the damage boost. 5 attacks to the perfected weapon, 1 attack with the other off weapon. So if it's praying melee, you attack it with a mage staff. 5 more attacks with the bow and then kick it, and then 5 more attacks with the bow, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily faster DPS, but it cuts down on the prep time significantly, so it makes the kill overall faster.
Nice.
But that's a lot of work. It's hard to get good at, we'll say that. But
I'm enjoying it though.
Good.
Like I got the skis from the birthday event. I've just been like skiing around the room waiting for other people to join so that I can cast Venge Other on them, spread the love a little bit, and then just going in it. It's fun. It's the one thing in this game, at least right now, that I can actually say that I'm like enjoying. Not the one thing. There's a lot of things in the game that I enjoy, but I've sent a couple raids in the past couple weeks. I've just been fishing as far as skilling is concerned. I am 191k until 95, so I'm going to be editing this episode tomorrow. So I may end up getting 95 fishing tomorrow, which will be nice. And then other than that, I'm not super motivated to play RuneScape. It's kind of, we host a RuneScape podcast, so it's kind of, I don't know. It doesn't sound good to say out loud, but what am I doing other than, I mean, my kid is sick right now, so like for the past week, it's just been hard to feel like I can step away because he's just not feeling good. And it's hard as a new parent to have a sick child and have him be so young and you can't really do much other than just like get the boogers out of his nose. So I, being congested, can just go blow my nose. He does not have that luxury, so it's hard.
Yeah, it's one thing you don't think about. Like babies don't know how to blow their own noses.
No.
Yeah.
And they can't get a lot of like medicine is weird for them because all you can really give them is Tylenol and give like Motrin, and if they're really sick, they can give them antibiotics, but there's not just like allergy medicine and stuff you can give to a baby. You can't Flonase their
crush
nose.
up a Claret and D. Just like,
Right, no.
Put it in his
He gets
baby
none of
food.
that.
Like, yeah, there you go, kid. You'll be fine. He can't. Yeah, I can't do that. But
None of it. But how are you this week, Oxie? What have you been up to?
I am good. It's been a crazy week at home, apparently. Not for me. I on Saturday, so this past weekend, the Pokemon Go Johto tour happened. And I
Oh,
walked 10 miles and caught like 600 Pokemon. I had a delightful
wow.
day. I haven't done that in so long. I think I tweeted like I came out of retirement, but like it was so fun to like shiny hunt again. Like I think I hit a
Mhm.
new record of like 18 or 19 shinies in a day, which is pretty awesome. It's always fun to see that many roll in. And I think I got like 7 uniques, which was pretty cool. This is that part of the show, new people, where we say we talk about things other than RuneScape.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've still been doing sword things. I've still been doing school things. I wrote my last ever paper for school ever. My program doesn't have a dissertation, but I have to take a national exam
Yeah.
to graduate. So I have to take like the big national counselor exam, and then I'll be good. And that's like in lieu of a thesis, which is
Mhm.
great. So I wrote my last paper ever, and I'm only in one class, which is internship. And the internship class is, and I'm sorry if any of my professors are listening to this, so boring and not important to what I'm doing that I will unironically send main game corrupted gauntlet in class. That is how much I don't have to pay attention. Mind you, it's hard for me to do Slayer and look at a camera at the same time doing this, and I can do
Yeah.
CGs in class. Like,
Oh wow.
as far as academically, I'm not in a very challenging program, which is baffling considering that, like, I heard graduate school was going to be a shit show, and I got here and my first paper was like 500 word first person subjective essay. I'm like, is this what this whole thing's going to be like? It was. So I wrote my last paper for college. That's done. I have been playing a lot of leagues, and I have not been enjoying it. I am
No.
no extending the league by 2 weeks was a lot,
Yeah.
and
What? Okay. So are you just trying to maintain a rank at this point?
I have snuck into Rune Cup by like 2,000 points,
Oh.
but I need to maintain that going forward.
Yeah.
And if I don't maintain that, I'm going to fall out of Rune Cup. So right now, at this current moment, assuming that I don't get an Armadillo chest plate on this kill right here, I have 29,370 points. I'm not out of things to do. I only have like 751 of the 1,260 tasks completed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things I could do, but like, holy shit, I don't care. I had a realization that at this point in Trailblazer League, I had kind of already like burned out and I had stopped for a little while. I was doing YouTube every week. Like it was kind of exhausting to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I burnt out and I came back and I finished with like 36,000 points, I think. In like the
Wow.
last week or so, I was able to pull out a lot of points out of nowhere. It
Mhm.
was really fun that like last week of grinding. And then this league, I'm like, dude, I am just like, I don't care. And I have only 29,000 points. I'm like, bro, what's happening? The point values in Shattered Relics are halved from what they were in Trailblazer. So,
Really?
as per Trailblazer, I have 60,000 points for that point threshold.
Wow.
I've done a lot more tasks. Granted, I have a lot more available to me. I have all the regions, I have all of Zaya. So, like, at that point, I have a lot more things, which is
Yeah.
awesome. But I don't know. There's so much that, like, I look at the Slayer menu and I realize why I like Slayer is because it's random. And getting to choose my Slayer task, it's like, well, what do I need? Well, I don't care because I'm so used to just being told what to do that, like, the freedom to choose my Slayer task really loses its novelty once you get your Abyssal Whip and your Trident and your whatever. You're just sort of like, I guess I'll do neck reels for 25 million mage XP. Like, it's The UI is exhausting. The fragments are exhausting. I would like to do a full, like I said, review of Trailblazer here in a couple of weeks, having realistically played it every single day for the duration of the league. But oh my god, I can't. I literally have been thinking like I don't want to log in. I've been procrastinating logging in, and I'm like, Oxie, take your own advice and stop playing RuneScape. But I really want the Rune Cup.
Right, because you have Rune Cup from last league,
And
right?
this is why I absolutely fucking hate competitive Deadman mode or competitive RuneScape. I was thinking of Deadman mode and why I don't play it. Because in order to get what I want and to maintain what I have to constantly play this game.
Mm-hmm.
And boosted XP is great, but there's nothing left to AFK. Like, yes, I could AFK to 25 mil woodcutting, but like that's not fun. That doesn't make me want to play. I don't like go to bed thinking like, all right, my plan for the weekend is to AFK redwoods for 8 hours straight. I don't want to do that. Like that's I don't know. So I am losing steam. I did Corp with Scape last night on the main game.
Mm-hmm.
Still sucks on the I'm not a fan of Corp, main game Corp. It's just it's so boring, Michael. I'm sorry. I am very much in the mindset of the minute Leagues is done, I might not play this game for a long time. I'll still do the show and keep up to date, but like
right,
there's such a big crash and such a big burn coming that like I might just be MIA till bingo. Like I thought I'm like, yo, I'll get my Infernal Cape like before bingo. It'll be awesome because we may or may not have some difficult tiles planned for bingo.
Stay tuned for that.
I probably do an episode about that one as well. Like that'll be super cool. And I have not even like conceptualized main game Inferno in the last couple of days until just now. And I'm like, no. Like I don't know. So I very much feel the like I don't know. I have the RuneScape podcast, which I still like doing. I just don't want to play RuneScape right now. So between like the end of the league and the beginning of bingo, that like 2 or 3 week period, you can bet I'm just not gonna be there at all. Like
this might be a Halo podcast, y'all.
It might be a Halo podcast. Jurassic World Evolution 2 is getting a big free patch coming soon, which is sick. Ooh. They're like revamping menus, adding a bunch of new decorations. There's a Camp Cretaceous dinosaur DLC. We're gonna get bumpy. Real excited for that. It's not the DLC itself is not particularly exciting, but the free update that comes with the DLC or is alongside the DLC rather is like I was watching the video today. I'm like, oh baby, like we're gonna go back to JWE2. I can't wait for that. And then Halo does have the Cyber Showdown event coming, which is like it's a SWAT themed playlist, and I love SWAT so much. So
we could start a Minecraft realm, maybe.
I'll play for 4 days and then stop. So sure.
I'm not gonna be like the other server you're on where everything's like done within the first day. We'll have to work for stuff. Nothing's gonna be automated. It'll be fun.
I also just like leave. It's my weird thing. Like I prefer to play. I like to play Minecraft with people, but also by myself. It's very strange for someone who despises Iron Man mode. I don't like living in a community in Minecraft. I stand alone. I build alone, I guess. But yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm burnt on this game, and a big burnout is coming. So if in the next month, like a month from now, if any of you sons of bitches ask me how my Infernal Cape is going, I'm just not even gonna respond because like there's no chance of even playing at that point. I'm tired of this game.
So that begs the question: if you know a burnout is coming, what could you do, or do you care to even like stop that from happening?
I mean, like we talked about, this is everything I can't stand in a therapy client is someone who knows exactly what to do and is still just not going to do it. Hi, it's me. I'm the therapy client I can't stand. A great way to prevent a burnout is to stop playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And
Or slow down.
I don't even feel like I'm going anywhere is the problem. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
bank standing, but I also feel like I don't really know what progress I'm making at the same. It's a very strange point I'm at in leagues where I'm not repeatedly grinding anything, but I'm also not like doing nothing. I feel like I'm in a weird leagues limbo. A good way to stop is to not play the game and play something else and not live vicariously through YouTube videos of games that you would rather be playing. The downside to that is, again, it's a competition and there's ranks on the line.
But do you need to have Rune Cup?
It's not about needing it, it's about wanting it. It's about wanting that thing for my account, and it's about not wanting to get in, like, because I think Rune Cup is like top 5%. If I'm in like the top 5.5%, I'm going to be pissed.
Oh, I see.
Like, because I'm already...
there's people who are going to be 1 point away in Adamant Cup had they just got that 1 point. There's always a cutoff. So, like, you don't want to be that guy.
I'm not going to be on the cutoff. And if I had, like, 20,000 points, it would be... That's it, baby. It's been a lit league. I'm done. Right? If I had 40,000 points or 42,000 points where I'm not getting Dragon, but I'm also definitely not losing Rune, that's it, baby. I am like, let me check. As of right now, so as of Monday evening, the cutoff for Rune Cup is 27,965 points. I am 1,500-ish points ahead of that. And we gained 345 points today because of that. So I've got work to do to keep up. And I guess max my account. That's a good way to get a lot of points. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's weird. It's just okay. I'm going to get 99 range doing this Armadillo task, which is nice. And then hopefully if I get an Armadillo chestplate, I'll get that task done as well. But if I don't get that done, then I'll get 250 Kree KC. So there's a method to the madness.
Right.
It's just a boring method.
My method was don't log in.
I was just say
anymore.
Just play for one day, and then just never play.
I played for more than one day. I think I played like a whole week, off and on, a couple hours a day. So this was not a surprise to anyone. The really amount that I've played this league, it's my MO, guys. It
really wasn't.
It's how I do it. I get about 1,000 points, and then I'm like strong in the bronze cup. I think maybe iron.
How many points do you have?
900 and something, 950. Am I even bronze?
You're in the iron cup.
Yay!
And you're still about 700 points below steel cup. So
I need 400 points till I'm tier 4. And then I don't know after that. I don't know. I might log in. We have what, a week and a half or 2 weeks left?
We have 16 days.
16 days, boy. Okay, maybe I will log in, and maybe because I still want at least a Trailblazer toolkit, or the whip recolor, or I don't know. I thought I was gonna go for the void recolor for my group Ironman, but maybe next league I'll fight for that.
No chance I'm doing that shit on my groupie this league. But
how many points are on your groupie right now?
Like a 1,200, maybe 1,300.
So we can rock like the whip recolor together or something.
I don't even know how much the whip recolor is. The whip recolor might be like 1,500. Let's see. OSRS. Shattered Relics League. Rewards. This is what we want. There's a Mystic Ornament kit for 1,000. The weapon variety pack is 1,500, so that can go on the Abyssal Whip, the Tentacle, or the Rune Crossbow, or the God Book.
Okay.
So
we need 1,500 points.
The Dwarven Multi-Cannon is 4,500. Void is 6,500.
I really wanted Void.
The Mandalorian Elite Void is sick. Like, that is
cool.
so cool.
I will 100% be buying that for my main account. 100%. But I hope it's not expensive.
That's the worst part is I still have points left over from Trailblazer League. And with the 30,000 I have, I'm good. I can buy everything when Leagues ends. I'm good. I can buy everything. I don't need anything else. And I'll have probably some points left over for the next league.
You could just buy all like the stuff that's going to make you money.
But none of it makes money after like the first hour of it going live is the thing. Because with Twisted League, not nearly as many people played it. So there was a lot of opportunity for that to happen.
That's true.
Where like the Twisted House kit was like millions of GP. The Twisted Horns were super expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But after Trailblazer came out and people had enough points to just like buy all this stuff, the prices like dropped significantly.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I literally just opened my bank on Leagues. How many of you are aware that I despise Chambers of Xeric? Hopefully a lot of you, because I think it's boring and not rewarding and exhausting. I got 3 KC Metamorphic Dust on Leagues.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like I have to get the Omelet pet or it's a wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
That like I have to get the Omelet pet so I can carry like the Dusted Olm from league to league.
Mm-hmm. What's your KC right now?
I have like 8 regular and 5 CM. I've seen no purples, no useful purples that I can use. But I got Metamorphic Dust.
Is the drop rate boosted for that?
I think so.
Or is it the same? Okay.
I think my point is it's a lot that I don't. It's feeling like I'm locked into content I don't want to do. Yet another reason why I'm not particularly enjoying the league at this point, because it's the main game with extra steps. I'm a little bit tankier. I'm hitting Kriara a little bit harder. And I have to go through the menu from hell every time I want to do anything. But otherwise, it's just fast Iron Man, baby. I don't know. It's that part is... We'll do my full Leagues breakdown later, and I'm not going to bitch about it because I'm going to force transition us to main title content, or I will complain about this the entire evening.
Be like 2 hours of just
Leagues. Oxie bitching about Leagues. Don't worry, that's coming in a few weeks.
Oh, man. I forgot to say this at the top. Stick around after the break. We're going to talk about a giveaway that we're doing. I always forget to like set it up in the beginning. So I want to tell you now, just so that come back after the break and we're going to talk about a giveaway, which you probably already know about, but if you're new, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
All right.
Last week, Michael and I took a break to get absolutely shitty drunk and hang out with our community. And it was the most fun I have had in a very long time. And it was the most liquor I have drank in a very long time.
Yes. During
that time period where we thought, because nothing was ever happening in the main game ever, we got the PvP Arena update, which is basically the Duel Arena replacement. This blog is massive. I haven't even gotten a chance to read through all of it. That's how big it is. I just watched the modcast. We got Land of Goblins and the new mini quest that goes along with it. We got next combat achievements. And we got the Android mobile beta, which, like, I don't know how... Okay, cool. We also got loot keys in main game, like Deadman mode. So PKers now have this terrifying skull over their head with keys on them. So you know that, like, oh, I'm in danger. Like, it's not just some douchebag with a regular skull. If someone runs up to you with 5 keys, it's over.
You're
It's
dead.
over. So that's cool. I'm excited to watch YouTube content about that because there's no chance I'm ever going to get 5 keys above my head. We got a Gielinor Gazette like 6 hours ago. That's really cool, which has so much amazing stuff in it. And of course, the 1 week we just fuck off and get drunk, they release a Raids 3 update. It's new rewards. They reworked them all. There's no way we cover all this stuff in one episode, or it'll be another 3-hour episode. So, Michael, is there anything that you particularly want to dive into first?
We could talk about the PvP arena.
Let's go for it.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about with the PvP arena was in the original blog post, they had talked about a lot of ornament kits. And the rewards from this, most of the rewards were going to be untradeable. So like the weapons and the armor and stuff. And then they had proposed that the ornament kits were going to be tradable. So you could spend the points that you earned in the arena and then purchase the ornament kits. There's a lot of them. The list is large, like Bandos, Armadillo, Elder Chaos, Elder Maul.
The
list goes on.
Dragon Claws, like, oh,
Yeah.
This is so cool.
And a lot of the player feedback around those were that it's just gonna be LMS V2. Like anytime you have something that is PvP oriented and has rewards, there's an incentive for it to be botted. And it just makes it not fun. Like I wish if I had a magic wand, I would just nuke all of the LMS rewards to be untradeable. Like give bots zero incentive to do that so that legitimate players could do that for fun. You know what I mean? Or just take the point system out altogether. Don't give it rewards. Just have it be a fun way to risk-free PvP. I don't know. They updated the blog. So originally they had said these things will be tradable. And they always have at the top. That's the first thing I ever read is like that top, that yellow section.
Log, yeah.
The change log. So in the change log, they said some players were concerned that there would be an incentive for illegitimate players, aka bots, to participate in the arena if the rewards are tradable. And the response was, we'd like to remove any incentive for bots from entering the arena. The only tradable rewards were the ornament kits. So we've opted to make them all untradeable. Thank you, Jagex. So there's going to be no tradable rewards within the PvP arena, which is great news. And it actually makes me excited for this content because I was nervous and I was not excited when I heard that there was going to be stuff that was tradable, again, for reasons I just stated with LMS. So everything else, please put it in the game because now it's not going to be tradable rewards. And it gives people an incentive to actually go and do it. Like, I don't really care too much for PvP and PKing, but like, you bet your bottom dollar, I'm excited for some ornament kits to just change up the look of this game that has been around for so long. Like, when's the last time Bandos got a graphical change other than an RS3? Never. So I'm excited to see what they come up with for these things, and I'm excited to try my hand at possibly getting some of these rewards, especially since they're going to be untradeable, and it doesn't change the way that you use these things. Like, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, Oxie, but I'm pretty sure you can still have the ornament kit outside of a like player versus player, like, because one thing that they were mentioning, my thought around this, one thing that they're mentioning is that all of the rewards were going to be only usable within like a PvP world or the wilderness. But then am I thinking, well, what if my Dragon Warhammer has an ornament kit on it? Can I only use it in the wilderness? Because who uses a Dragon Warhammer in the wilderness?
I use it for one purpose, and it's to Warhammer spec Vedion, and that's literally it.
Yeah.
I would think that a lot of these things, like the ornament kits, If any non-cosmetic items are equipped, you'll simply be unable to attack anything other than players. So the non-cosmetic rewards can only be used in the following PvP-enabled areas: the Wilderness, PvP Worlds, Soul Wars, Castle Wars, Fight Pits, and Clan Wars. So anything that has to do with killing another player, you can only use. It is the VLS, effectively, but not as broken. But non-cosmetic, meaning weapons, armor, rings, whatever.
Oh, okay,
Cosmetic shit, notably whatever the hell a dragon claw ornament kit is going to look like. Which I'm curious, is it going to be like, you know how like we have like a dragon scimitar G? Is it going to be like dragon claws G, where like there's like nail polish on the end of the claws that are like gold? Like that'd be pretty funny. Or is it going to be like ornamental, you know?
I don't know, because like the theme around the PvP arena, because it's in the desert, is like, I mean, the desert has a theme. It's all pharaohs,
which we'll get to, because there's a lot of exciting stuff about the desert.
But yeah, like all of the names for this stuff, it's pretty hard to pronounce. So I imagine it's just going to be like claws trimmed, you know, claws G. Yeah. I hope that would be the lazy thing, and that would be dumb because also it doesn't make it exciting to go for.
That's probably more suited for like a elite clue scroll rework. That's all I'm saying, is you could add new Dragon G ornament kits from Elite Clues and be good for the Warhammer and for the claws. But that's super exciting. And see, that's the thing. Having literally not had time to read through this blog because it's so massive and I just have not had the time or energy to do it. This is so cool. Everything is untradeable. That's delightful. The one thing I will say is the Wave and the Surge sacks I feel like should be tradable, but these sacks are untradeable. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it. I just feel like, because some of the like the Blighted sacks are really convenient to use. I get it. I would think it would be cool if they were added to the Blighted drop table in the Wilderness.
Yeah.
The Revenant drop table, or like the Slayer drop table, only because not everyone is going to do PvP. Granted, Wave and Surge spells have one purpose in the Wilderness: to kill someone. It's not like Barrage, where like you can take Blighted Ice Sacks to Scorpia, or you can take Blighted whatever. Like Wave and Surge are specifically for player killing. I think they're really cool. I kind of hope they add them to the Blighted table so other people can get them too. If not, I won't be upset about it. What I'm most excited about, having skimmed through this blog, one of the first things I read, finally, after years of asking, we are getting skill-based matchmaking for PvP.
Yes.
My biggest holdback for PvP is it's a lot of money to invest to get your ass kicked in the first 5 minutes. Yeah. God forbid I want to learn Darok PKing and I go up against Torvesta as like my first fight. I'm just not doing that again. Like that's I've lost too much at that point. It says here, rank points are used to determine your rank. When finding a fight, the PvP arena system will try to match you with another player with a similar rank. The more points you have, the higher your rank is. That is going to be awesome. I can kill people who are as good or worse than me.
Right.
I can't kill someone who's been PKing since 2006. I can't do that. But I'm so excited for this. I don't entirely know how it's going to work. Like, they have different builds, which I think is so cool. They have like classes. Like they have the maxed main, Zerker, and pure builds as like pre-assigned whatever. That's so cool. That's awesome. I'm gonna play the heck out of this when it comes out. I'm very excited for this. Anything else in here that you think is super cool? Because I'm gushing over it because this is like the first time I've actually understood what's happening. So
yeah, no, it's actually pretty cool what they're doing, like with the different like armor sets and weapons and things. So, like the wristbands of the arena, they're going to be similar to the stats of Barrow's gloves. So if you're a PKing account and you're trying to get your build, say you make a fresh account, and you don't have to grind hours and hours and hours and hours just to get your Barrow's gloves for your account, because they're pretty useful, right? So you can just go into the PvP arena on a fresh account, and your stats are already where they should be for the fight. You don't bring any items in. It's all supplied to you. So it's just a faster way for these PvP accounts to not have to go through the rigmarole of this is how you play RuneScape to get to where you want to get to then play RuneScape. So the wristbands of the arena are like Barrow's gloves. They have the Centurion Cuirass, which is going to be similar to the Fighter's Torso. It's very exciting. And then the Calamity Chest and Breeches will be similar to Void, which is also notably interesting because it doesn't include a helmet or a pair of gloves. So you basically get the set effects of Void, but the freedom to wear the helmet or gloves that you want.
Literally just like Elite Void. So you have to have all 3 pieces or all? Yeah, I think it's all 3 pieces. So you have to have Calamity Breeches and Calamity Chest, and then either Memoas, Korifs, or Seikas. Mayoma,
it has the
Mayoma,
helms.
Korif, and Seika or Seika?
Saika?
Saika?
Moma, Saika,
Assuming
and
this is
Khrunk.
based off of Desert Middle Eastern, I do not speak any Arabic language, and I probably butchered the shit out of those names. But this is
We'll figure it out someday.
like, I want to apologize for a few weeks ago because I went on the attack at Jagex, and we didn't talk about all the things that went unpulled in the last update. So I apologize for that. There's no mention, I don't think, Michael, of any of this stuff being pulled. Am I correct? Is this just coming to the game, or is this all being
No, this is
added?
integrity.
This is integrity.
Yes, because they said they're removing the dual arena, and as an integrity change, they're replacing it. So all of this is just coming.
This is delightful. This is everything I bitched about 2 weeks ago. This is what I'm talking about. Develop the game. They have put PKing hopefully back on the map. We'll see where it goes. But the ability to give accounts Barrow's gloves, Void, Fighter torsos, without having to do any of the boring shit, that's so cool.
I just read the bottom of the blog, and it says, we're hoping to release the PvP arena sometime in May, with the beta rewards to take place before then, so you can try them. And then we'll update this blog with our final poll questions once we've had your feedback. Please get in touch so we can make any amendments necessary before the poll goes live. So I think they're polling the rewards.
Of course,
but the PvP arena is coming no matter what.
Well, either way, I'm glad that it's just coming no matter what. Some things may not make it. The one thing that I'm concerned about is these humble prayer scrolls. I haven't read them entirely, but from what I understand, it's like piety and chivalry for pure accounts. That are like the humbled versions that are a little bit less if you haven't completed King's Ransom, which pretty much allows one defense peers to get chivalry and piety without having to do King's Ransom, which has a defense requirement. Even Zerkers, I think, can't use it at this point. Because it says here you need 65 defense to do that quest. That's the only thing I'd be concerned wouldn't pass. As a non-PvPer, the Imbue scrolls are pretty cool.
I was just reading the humble scrolls, and they actually, it doesn't sound too OP. Again, all of this stuff is just to alleviate that time requirement into making a new PvP build. Here's how I think about it. Say you want to play the game, and say you want to have a 1 defense peer, and you also want to have a Zerker, and there's multiple different account builds. Maybe you want to max PKer. And on all of these accounts, you have to spend hundreds and hundreds of unnecessary hours doing content that is not going to benefit your account just to have these items. Or now you can just do them in the PvP arena. So it just, I don't know, it gives it gives the PK and PvP community a little bit of a, hey, here you go. Here's this. This will make your life easier, which I think they deserve. I really do.
And I'm also really hoping it incentivizes new people to do PvP, because
it would for me.
Like, it makes building an account that much easier, because if I already can't do a lot of my favorite quests on a pure account, and then I have to go play Barbarian Assault or like whatever, like I don't want to do any of this stuff.
Right.
Like, how many times have you seen PK videos or watch live streams of PvPers who are like, yeah, I've grinded out Full Void like 20 times. Full Void is like 8 hours of gameplay. Like, that's a lot. I don't know if people PK in Elite Void, but that's still even more work.
Yeah.
But what I imagine this doing is exactly what happens in PVM when somebody makes a new account. Or like, I hop on leagues, for example. I have like 700 odd Zulrah KC on the main. I know how to do Zulrah. I'm good at Zulrah. I'm confident at Zulrah. When you put me on this dog shit 4 relic leagues Iron Man, I can still do Zulrah. Like, it doesn't take away my ability to do it. And now giving PKers who have been PKing since 2006 the ability to just hop into a couple matches and kill some people and get all these awesome rewards that is dependent solely on their skill and not the hours they have put in to the game to get these items, which, like, yes, it all goes hand in hand in a way, but like, this is cool. I really like this update a lot. This is one of my favorites from the past weeks. This is big. PvP update's good. PvP update's good.
Yeah. I'm excited. I am.
Me too.
What did you want to talk about next, Oxie?
So speaking of next, this is going to be short because literally nothing happened. Next combat achievements are a thing, which is exciting. There's, I think, 2 elites, mostly masters, and 3 grandmasters, which is pretty impressive. The grandmaster, the perfect next, seems like, I want to say it seems like deceptively simple, but I don't think it's going to be. Ryan said he got 9 of the 11 in the first 2 mass kills, which I imagine perfect next and probably either next duo or next trio is going to be the worst part. Because I think, there's a next duo is going to be tough as hell. But yeah, that's neat.
Which I think they just wanted to wait, right? Like, the idea behind that was they just wanted to wait till Next had been around for a little while to develop and see what people wanted for those achievements.
And they did the same thing with Fazani's Nightmare, which is pretty cool. Although they did miss an opportunity. They could have had 1 less Next achievement, and we could have had 420 combat achievements. Because we had, I think it was 69 Grandmasters, and then when they added stuff for Fazani's Nightmare, we had 73 Grandmasters, I think. Gotcha. And we could have had 420 total achievements, and they blew it. The next Mass World is 420. That's delightful. That's good to know, so I can go back and get the combat achievements done. But
yeah, we're talking to Ryan in our recording booth chat, who has collectively
he's like rank 500 something.
Ryan has 2860 KC, 2,860 KC at Nex, rank 500 something. This guy in the first week was rank 15 overall at Nex and just has been smashing it out. I was talking to Ryan earlier, and he was saying that the bank value is up tenfold since starting all of that Nex KC, which is GZ King.
Learn your PVM, boys. More importantly, in the next blog update, we have the biggest update ever, Android betas. I'm not a mobile user. I don't have an Android phone. I don't personally care about this update. I'm sure somebody does.
I can make you care. I can give you reasons why you should
make you care.
No,
I don't not care. I don't want it to happen. I just don't have anything to say about it.
Oh, I have plenty
other
to say.
than
Dude,
cool.
they're beta testing the features that we've talked about in the past where like your RuneLite features are going to be on mobile. And as somebody who plays a ton of mobile, I am very excited for this. And the prospect of them having this Android beta means that at some point they'll have an iOS beta, and at some point it means that they'll have ironed out all the bugs and we'll get these updates for the mobile client, which is amazing. This is just quality of life stuff like ground markers, entity markers, raid helper, agility helper. I think I heard somewhere like notably missing from all this is ground items, which I'm very confused about. Well, I hope that's in the next like round of updates, because that's one of the updates that would come from all of this that I was hoping would be in mobile. We talked about it last week, and just having to have your chat box set to 1 GP for all valuable drop items, just so that you don't miss anything. It's annoying. So having ground items on mobile would be amazing. So yes, please give Jagex all of your feedback. If you're doing the mobile Android beta, please be as descriptive as possible. If you're doing the beta, they've already kind of briefed you on how to give that feedback. I think it's through Discord. So yeah, give them all your feedback so that us iOS users can then get a beta and we can test it out as well.
Get a better beta to do.
Listen, Android phones are fine, bro. Don't be a hater. I don't have an Android phone, and I like Android, but I'm not you can't be a hater, bro.
I'm not hating. I'm not hating.
You are.
Additionally, in this little post they outline another PvP update. The Deadman style loot keys. That's not even toggleable. That's just with this new setting enabled, I think it is toggleable. You can opt to have your PvP opponents drop their loot in the form of a key containing up to 28 of your target's most valuable items, which would otherwise have been dropped on death. This is going to make like the only real PK experience I have is like bot busting.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to make bot busting a lot of fun because, maybe I will feel like a god with 5 keys because I'll have killed like Chinchampa bots. Or that time I killed that dude. He was a prayer pure, and I killed him on my pure account, and he dropped like 5.5 mil worth of superior dragon bones. He was like level 10. TMD and I killed him, and it was the biggest PK I've ever seen in my whole life. This is very cool. This is very scary. Like we said at the top of the episode, I think like you're fucked if someone with a bunch of keys. It's just like Dead Man mode all over again. Let's see. Loot keys in death. This is something notable. The effects of being unskulled and the item protect prayer apply to any items not held in loot keys, but not loot keys themselves. As a consequence, loot keys are always dropped on death, whether PVM, PvP, skulled, or unskulled. Should you be unfortunate enough to die with keys in your inventory, they will either be transferred to the player that killed you or deleted.
Ooh.
Iron players will be able to unlock loot keys, but please note that they will only have the option to destroy the contents of the key entirely.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That is brutal, because you have to pay 5.5 mil or something crazy to unlock the ability for loot keys.
What? Do you really?
Yeah. Look up Scully or something on the blog. Or like do control.
No
F,
way.
Scully.
Skulled players will have a skull over their head with a key held. To benefit from this change, we'll need to purchase the ability for 5 mil. That's so cool. Yeah, it's a little gold sink. That's sick. Now
it is kind of a sad thing that like most of the and this kind of contrasts what we just talked about, but most of the stuff in the PvP and PK community is just like exploiting them for a gold sink. Like if you want your Edgeville teleport, or if your Edgeville home teleport to be changed, you have to pay the 5 mil, and that's usually only applicable to people who PK. So, it's kind of like exploiting them for their money. But I don't know, if you're gonna spend the 5 mil, you're probably going to make a lot more than that.
I think
the
that's
actual content.
I think that's the logic with PKers. Like if there was a 5 mil fee For me, if there was a 5 mil fee to use the shortcut to get to Hydra, I would pay it.
Yeah, it's true.
Because I make way more than 5 mil on a single Hydra task.
That's true.
And I think if you're consistently PKing, like if you are the Grim Reaper, if you are Darth Vader in the hallway with 5 keys rolling up to the Revenant Caves, you're going to make a lot more than 5 mil. If you're killing, especially if you're killing other PKers, if you're key hunting, so if your target is to kill people with the keys above their heads, if you're one of those maniacs, number one, can't wait to watch your YouTube videos. Number two, you're making more than 5 mil for sure.
Yeah.
Because you get all their keys plus all of their shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's going to be awesome to like PK, SERP, Staff of the Dead, AGS, RMs, plus 5 keys on top of that. Like that, ooh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be fun to watch.
Without having like dug too deep into that blog post, it's not 28 of their most valuable items in their entire account, right? It's just their inventory's 28 most valuable.
It's not like Deadman mode where you get the bank key. It's
okay.
that would be a horrible update for PvP.
Nobody
because that would I don't even think PKers would want that, because like what if you're PKing on your max main account and you also happen to like Cox and Tob and like you get PK'd and you lose your scythe, like that sucks. Like
well,
I don't
lose,
think
like
that
your 28 most valuable, so it's like your entire loot tab is just gone, or like your
entire gear tab. I'd lose my Bofa, I would lose my claws, I'd lose my hammer. All because I tried to big dick somebody at the Chaos Altar for like 60k.
Yeah.
I would be so mad.
So for sure, it's just your inventory then.
Yeah.
Okay,
which is cool. This is, once again, PvP is finally getting love. And as two people who are not PKers, are self-proclaimed not PKers, we're very excited about these updates.
What about Tombs of Amascut, though? We are self-proclaimed PVMers.
The TOA reworks. Off the rack, the first one that I initially was like, yo, what the hell, was the deletion of low life from the Missouri armor.
Yeah, why?
That was like the notable thing, is they deleted low life. Pretty much what they did instead was they took the Torva model of using Bandos components to upgrade the armor.
Mm-hmm.
And now the Missouri armor is just okay on its own. But if you add the Armadillo components to it, you get a prayer bonus. And you get like really good offensive and defensive bonuses over Armadillo, which is pretty sick. So it's just like the new best in slot period.
Yeah, which is
great. Yeah, so now we have 3 sets of like really good, really high level armor that come from really good, really high level monsters with Ancestral, Torva, and Missouri. And that's super cool. It is a little strange in a way. It will be a little strange, just like it has some with Torva, of like, what do you mean Bandos isn't best in slot anymore? It's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period, I think. But this is exciting. I was a little pissed off that they took low life away, because initially I was like, of course, people complained about it, and then we're not getting a new mechanic. But they explicitly say that like low life will come back in some form or fashion.
Right.
And then anything to make existing items a little bit more expensive, to hold some value. I would imagine over time, in like 5 years, Armadillo and Bandos are probably going to be like they are in RS3, where they're like pretty devalued, you know, or they're more in line with like Barrow's items, or they're a little bit more attainable, you know. Maybe they'll drop like 60, 70%, which still puts Armadillo at like 20 mil for the whole set. Like that's still a lot of money.
Well, but here's the thing about what we have that RS3 doesn't, and that's the GE tax. So like they're still going to be deleted, and they may get deleted at a faster rate, or bought out. Sorry. They may get bought out and deleted from the tax at a faster rate to keep up with that mass incoming of those items, because as you said, like it's just going to be easier. Hell yeah, it's going to be easier. The more items that come into this game that give us, like with Missouri, it gives you range strength. I believe this is the first item in the game that gives range strength.
Range strength armor, I think. Yeah.
Range strength armor. First item in the game that gives range strength armor. That's hard to say. range
strength armor. Yeah, that's weird. It's a strange combination of words.
It's the first type we've ever seen. So then how does that affect your kill times and your DPS? Well, it's going to affect them greatly. Like you're going to be able to have higher DPS. So then I can see, yes, over the years, like unless they give a buff to these God Wars dungeon bosses,
they won't. Then
it's just going to become easier and easier to kill them. Thus, more and more kills per hour. Lots of things coming in the game. Unless lots of things could be addressed. But I think the GE tax is going to help. Hopefully.
Yeah. And I don't mean that as like, oh, you're devaluing my Armadillo trips. Like, no, it's cool. I'm just saying it's going to be a bit of an adjustment period to like,
yeah, for sure.
You know, it's still weird when I see people in Torva with Infernal Capes. I'm like, what are you wearing? I'm like, oh, you're wearing the best armor in the game. That's right. What that is now. Like, that's not the achievement diary gear. That's Torva. Cool. It's a bit of an adjustment still. Mm-hmm. But I'm excited for that. Any item sync I'm here for. What's up?
No, funny story with this. The day that this blog came out, I woke up and Immortal, somebody in our clan, he had messaged me super early in the morning. He's like, "Now, Michael, don't go buying Armadillo. You know that'd be a bad idea." And I looked at that message. I'm like, "What the crap is he talking about?" Like, so it took me a while, right? But then I read the blog, and it all made sense. They're doing the same thing like they did with Bandos, where you can break down your Armadillo pieces. And if you know me and you've been listening to the show for a while, you know that I failed at a couple of those key flips in the past with Nex and lost way too much money that I don't want to talk about. So I will not be purchasing Armadillo for this very reason. You could get rich, but this is not financial advice. So I don't know. Do what you will with that. You could break down Armadillo pieces to make this new armor better, but that doesn't mean that Armadillo's suddenly going to shoot up. It's probably going to go down, like Bandos did.
Yeah, it might shoot up a little bit. We're probably way too late for that at this point. Because again, Michael and I didn't do this the day the blog came out. We were drunk as shit the day the blog came out.
Oh, so we were.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain this came out the day we recorded episode 50. So we were getting swifty.
Woohoo!
And we're like, oh shit, it's a Raids 3 blog. We'll talk about it later. That's why this episode's all over the place. But next up, we got the Heka and the Ward. That's gonna be exciting. The Heka of Temekin, which I can't wait for someone to abbreviate that. We got Bofa. I need someone to get creative and call it like the Heck.
The Heckin wand? Or the Heckin wand.
Heckin wand, yeah. Maybe it's not Heka, maybe it's Hika.
Hika.
Maybe it's Hike. I don't know. Again,
Hika?
No understanding of the Arabic language.
We just have to wait for a modcast where they actually talk about this. But one thing I wish they would do in these blogs is just put a phonetic pronunciation next to all of it.
God,
it doesn't hurt.
Unpulled change to RuneScape content, phonetic pronunciations in the blogs.
Who's ever writing these, please, if you're listening, give us a phonetic pronunciation because you know how to pronounce it. You've talked about it in your meetings, right? We don't know how to pronounce it, so we're sitting here, Heka, Hika, Heckin wand. We have to make up nicknames.
Boa Flurgenflugen.
Yeah, we have to make up nicknames for things.
Flinger Dinger Durgan.
So, yes, the Heka of Temekin.
I am excited for this weapon. I'm not. So it's a built-in spell. So it's soul runes and chaos runes, which yes, chaos runes sinks. The more the merrier. But It's real cool how it works because I didn't know this was a 2-tick weapon. When they said fast, fast, slow attack, it's fast, 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 then slow. That's how it works. So it's like bam, 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 and like a charge shot that does a lot more damage. I'm not going to talk about the exact math because we all know that math in the podcast doesn't go as well as it normally should. But the 3 normal attacks are just okay, and then the bigger attack is like pretty hefty. So the higher mage level you have, the better it's going to be. So like I have 99 mage, this item is going to be pretty good for me. I'm excited to use it. But it's 2 ticks. A whip is 4 ticks. A blowpipe is 2 ticks on rapid. So now we have a mage weapon that will attack at the speed of a blowpipe and then give a charge shot at the speed of a whip. I thought it was going to be like 3 or 4 ticks, and then the charge shot was going to be like 8 ticks, like a chally. I thought it was like you were going to have to pay the price for the strong attack. This is hype.
So if I'm reading, and we just talked about not doing math, but I'm curious, is it the way that this is breaking down? It says your magic level, is that divided by 6?
Yes.
Plus 1? Okay. So then, wow. Okay. So then the regular attack at 99 magic is a 17. The max hit is a 17.
That's without factoring in any magic damage boosting items. So no tormented, no occult, no
just
god
base
gate.
99 magic. And that's not factoring if you've imbued it, like if you have an imbued heart, which gives you what, like 100 and
oh yeah, I think that
magic?
bumps you to like 107 or something like that.
Okay.
108.
If it's 107, then that's
well, let's just work off 99 because that seems a lot easier for us. So 17, 17, 17.
Yeah.
And then what's 99 minus 25?
Minus 25 divided by 2. So that's a 37. So 17, 17, 17, 37.
Like
base 99.
That's still pretty solid if that hits. You know what I mean? Like, that's still pretty good.
For how fast it is, yes. And the rune cost is not, I don't think it's terrible. Soul runes are pretty cheap. Chaos runes are pretty cheap. So the thing that I'm most excited about this, and I really am excited for you guys to test it because I'm not going to test. I think there was a blog where we're like, you and I, Oxie, were saying, yeah, guys, we're going to get into the beta worlds and we're going to test this stuff out. It's going to be hilarious. No, we didn't do that. So
well, that's because they was that the same blog where like they wanted to give us Virtus armor and they like tested it and then they're like, no, we're gonna give you Torva instead. Yeah, we didn't do any of that. Unfortunately, we're bad podcasters. We're sorry.
But the thing I'm most excited about with this is they've given each spell book a special ability. So whenever you have an item like, for instance, the Trident, it doesn't have a spellbook component. It just casts a spell on its own. So with the standard spellbook, you have a 10% boosted damage. Ancient spellbook, the spell will hit an area of 3x3, which is, what is that, like 9 tiles? On the lunar spellbook, it'll heal your allies by 5%. By 5% of your current magic level rounded down along the path of the projectile. So if you guys are standing in the line and if the projectile hits one of your allies, it's going to heal them for 5% of your current level. And then when you're on the lunar spellbook, it'll also increase the attack range by 1. And then on the Arceus spellbook, it says you're going to lose 3 prayer points, but in return, the boost is not permanent and will be lost after a period of time. It'll drain 5% of the NPC's magic level, up to 20%, and boost your magic level by 50% of drained magic level. That's a lot of words. And if you're having trouble breaking that down like I am, you're not alone.
So what I understand from this, to break it down, for this, you lose 3 prayer points and you drain the magic level of your opponent. Like how we do at Corp. But your magic level gets boosted by half of what you drain. So this is going to be interesting how it's going to work, notably because if something has a high magic level, like a demon, or like Corp, and you have to hit it to drain its magic level, why would you use Mage instead of a Twisted Bow? The Arceus Spellbook one is weird, but basically what it allows you to do is to boost your magic level, thus increasing your max hit by up to 15%. So what's 99 times 0.15? 14.8, so rounded down, so 14. I have a calculator pulled up, you guys. I swear to God, I have a calculator pulled up. So 99, that boosts you to 113 Mage. And then if you add the boost of the Imbued Heart, if those are stackable, you have drastically increased the max hit of the Heka on the Arceus Spellbook.
Yeah.
At the risk of losing 3 prayer points per shot, is that what I'm understanding?
The way I'm reading this now, because it says this boost is not permanent and will be lost out of a period of time. So I think once you get that boost, then every attack is normal until you lose the boost again, and then it's 3 more prayer points.
This could be really good at a place like Zulrah.
You're right.
This could be really good with the Heka on the Arceus Spellbook to lose some prayer points off the rack. 17, 17, 17, 37, or whatever the math is. And just repeat that process during the Tans phase and the Magma phase. Not the Tans phase, the Serp phase and the Magma phase. Lowering Zulrah's magic level for the Tans phase, which doesn't necessarily matter because you pray Mage anyway, but it's increasing your max hit the more damage you deal. And you bring prayer potions to Zulrah, so it's not that big of a deal. And if you have the money, you bring an Imbued Heart. So given that this is now 2-tick and 4-tick, this could compete for like a Zulrah speedrun time.
Yeah.
The way I'm understanding it. Because right now we use the Harmonized Orb because it goes faster, like a Harm Staff with Fire Surge, I think. It makes it go quick.
This gives you the also, like, if you're on Arceus, now you're bringing Thralls. And that's just a little bit extra DPS
That's
as well.
true. You got Thralls for the added DPS. I think a lot of people, when they read this, the instant reaction in our Discord was like, oh, this is dead content with the added stuff, especially the Arceus one. It's kind of stupid. But like looking it over and kind of talking over how some of this stuff is going to work, I think the use case is going to be niche for sure. But I mean, I think the standard Spellbook one is the most OP. Just 10% flat boosted damage. The one thing that we have to understand, like we've talked about multiple times with new content updates like this, we don't know what's coming in the future, and we don't know what the raid looks like. So maybe there is a situation where you hitting in a 3x3 area will help you speed up the raid. Because like my first thought when I heard this was Nilokas. I thought, oh man, this is going to be deadly at Nilos because like you're just blasting everything to oblivion. That's kind of cool.
And you're already on the ancient spell.
Yeah, you're already on ancients, right? Like how is that going to change things? That said, it could kind of really mess up Nilos quite a bit. Because like you can't deal damage to any of the crabs you hit in the 3x3. In any case, I think Ancient has a use case. I'm on the fence about Lunar, but I'm really playing into the we don't know what the raid looks like, so I can't say anything about it. Because like,
yeah,
all right, guys, stand in a straight line. Stupid, unless you literally have to in TOA.
Sure.
Like
the only thing currently that I can think of top of mind is whenever you're running the head at Chambers, you potentially could be in line with the projectile. If you guys are in the middle and you're running back and forth and you're already on Lunars.
Well, that's the issue for me is because I'm looking at the tiles and I'm like, you're not attacking straight, you're attacking diagonally.
That's true.
So like, is the projectile going across the tiles diagonally, or is it like whoever's in your same vertical or horizontal range? Kind of like a rook. If it's like a rook and it's like the vertical and horizontal columns, busted at Chambers. Nobody's dying.
Yeah.
I can't judge it without knowing what's in the raid, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
well, it's what testing is for.
It's so, but that's the thing. It's just so off the wall, the Lunar Spellbook one. But overall, the Heka, the Hika, The new wand is going to be sick.
Mm-hmm.
Thoughts on the ward? Because it really hasn't changed very much at all. It gives him magic. Does it give him magic damage bonus? It does. It gives 5% magic damage. And it's just the best in slot mage offhand shield now. So no more Tome of Fire wherever you go. I'm sure the Tome of Fire is still going to... Tome of Fire is not dead content, obviously.
Right.
As far as like best in slot mage gear, does it get the damage reduction of the...
I don't think it has a special attack.
Yeah, there's no special effect. It's not like the Spectral where it halves prayer. It's not like the Ellie where it reduces damage. It's just like...
This is just a magic...
Mage attack go bonk.
Yeah. The Arcane is just a magic attack shield. It's a defensive shield that gives attack bonus. So it's 20 attack with no damage increase. But when you add it to the ward, it gives you a +5, so 25 attack, and then that 5% damage attack bonus. So it's a good offensive and defensive shield. You love to see it. It's not crazy. Like it's not whoa, this is gonna be OP, but it is nice to have. It's a new best in slot, that's for sure. I'm just excited, like selfishly, that it's gonna take soul runes to charge up, because you boys got a bunch of soul runes just sitting in the GE right now from rune crafting. So buy your soul runes from Bloodhound's soul rune shop.
I was gonna say, don't take financial advice from Michael, but okay, yeah, buy them from Michael. That's fine.
Yeah, 300 GP each on sale. Woohoo!
That's probably not a good deal, guys. I don't actually know. I haven't bought soul runes.
It's twice the price.
Light Bearer is coming. That's gonna be hype. The special effect ring.
I'm
special
excited
attack
for this.
ring. That's gonna be real. I will take the ring switch when I tank Bandos now. Like that's just what I'm gonna do. I'm here for it.
I heard somebody say like now you can just bring it while you're skilling too.
Yeah.
So it may increase XP per hour by a little bit. I don't know. If your spec comes back faster, then you're boosted longer than you were before, and that's exciting. It's 100% faster spec regeneration, approximately 15 seconds per 10%, or 150 full seconds for 100%. Whereas before, I think it was 3 minutes for a full, if I'm reading that correctly. I never counted actually to see how long it is for 0 to 100 spec, but I think it's 3 minutes. That'll be nice.
Up next is the Osmumten's Fang, which arguably, in my opinion, going to be the new best in slot Slayer weapon in the game. Minimum hit. If it doesn't roll a 0, like if you land the attack, if the attack lands, you're hitting a damage splat no matter what.
Yeah.
This is going to be the most expensive melee weapon in the game, other than maybe the Scythe. I swear to God, this thing is going to be more expensive than the Rapier, more expensive than the Whip. A minimum hit for Slayer that it doesn't have charges. It's just a weapon.
Yeah.
That's delightful. And it can be used at Corp. And they're taking the damage cap away at Corp, by the way. In addition, they've added the damage cap of 50, no more at Corp. So you can take this bad boy to Corp in place of a Zami Spear and hit minimum as long as you roll an attack.
I want it.
This thing is going to be off the chain.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this weapon. Watch it tank or some elite PVMer be like, Oxie, you're stupid, and this is why it's not going to happen. But I'm telling you, from what I'm reading, Garazi who, this thing is going to be expensive and very nice for Slayer.
So how it's going to work essentially is it's going to be a rapier tier weapon against things with low defense. So where you would normally just, like Oxie said, this is going to be your common Slayer weapon. It's best in slot for, rapier is just good to take a lot of places. So it's going to be rapier tier against low defense, but it's going to have a much greater damage per second output, DPS output, against opponents with higher defense. So your things like Corp, which we make Corp a chicken anyway, but Nex, this will probably be the new best in slot weapon against Nex, because we don't
melee
really
Nex.
You can. I mean, if you're sweaty, Rapier is better. Or Rapier is like best in slot against Nex. So some people bring switches, but again, this is all theory crafting for current content. most of the stuff that they put in the game, they have future content in mind.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I'm just hoping this is going to be busted at the new raid.
I'm
be good.
anticipating this is going to be busted everywhere.
Yeah, bro.
There's more stuff. They're adding a stat renewal potion, which basically is like a mini overload.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool.
Finally. Thank God. Pharaoh Scepter teleport. Neat.
Ooh.
The final thing on this long ass main title content is the Gielinor Gazette, and related to Raids 3, the one thing that I'm just the most excited about, and we're gonna put the ad in for this. We're gonna put the agility pyramid ad in. You stare at the void stares back. The void is no more.
Yay!
They have taken away that part of the void finally, and they have added the ruins of Ulek. They have added a necropolis. They have expanded the desert area by the Sophenham and the agility pyramid, and now there is no more blackness.
Woo!
They have finally rounded out the bottom edge of the desert, and it is very exciting. The concept for the Caridian Desert.
You can, keen-eyed YouTube viewers will see that I have a RuneScape map on my wall, and the artist that did this map took the liberty to like fill in a lot of the void. I don't know. They just filled it in with like desert sand color stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. This is great. I don't understand the what the idea behind the void ever was on the world map. Maybe so that they don't have to lock themselves behind I don't know, coastlines and things like that. But it just seems weird. Like we still in 2022 just have random void in this game. Maybe not a lot, but like a lot of it is in the desert, and it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
The other void that we did have was south of like the Feldip Hills. Used to be a lot of void, but that's where they put the Isle of Souls. And the only other void now is south of Raidsbank, which is supposed to be, I don't remember the name of it, but it's
Varlamore. Well, that's coming. Like we know that's not like they haven't beat around the idea of Varlamore for months like they did Raids 3. It wasn't like, is Raids 3 coming to the desert? Oh, no. Like, no, Varlamore is coming. It's just part of an unreleased quest. It's kind of like how Prif was on the map for like 20 years before they finally released it in the game.
Yeah.
This Gazette is so big, and there's so much cool stuff in it. They have concept art for Tombs of Amascut. They have, well, not Tombs of Amascut. They have it for Beneath Cursed Sands. Mm-hmm. They have an NPC from Tombs of Amascut. It's like a work in progress. It looks like she's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
It looks like if you pull the mask off, you're going to see some like horrid like demon majorette, something like this could be the bad bitch of Raids 3.
That's sick.
Because I don't remember the exact concept, but like the whole thing for Tombs of Amascut is like Amascut is trying to escape, and you have to stop her every time by stopping her two guardians. Because there's like a point. I don't know what the point of Ulm is, but I know the point of Verzik is like you were supposed to die 5 rooms ago, and she's just pissed that you're still alive, so she's gonna kill you herself. You know, that's the point of TOB, is to survive this thing. I think TOA is to stop Amascut from getting out. This might be her. We don't know. Yeah. It's either way, it's cool to see this kind of stuff. Goal setting and discovery. We love goal setting.
We do.
Here at Xpwaste. Have you read any of this Gazette here?
I just found out, like,
yeah, this came out
an hour. Yeah, I just found out. I've worked all day today, so I just found out like an hour before we were recording. Hey, there's a new Gazette. We're not going to get into it on this episode. For you guys, we'll have it linked in the description. You've probably already read it, or you've listened to a podcast, or you watched a video where they went over it. But it is beefy, and it is full of fun stuff. So, was there anything else that you wanted to go over in it specifically? Not to cut you off.
There's a quote in here that says, Mod Dylan is a wizard when it comes to interesting gameplay mechanics, and he's concocted something awesome for the update, as referring to Guardians of the Rift. As part of this, he's also been working on responsive interfaces that scale nicely to different screen sizes. In the future, we'd like to roll out other interfaces, especially the League's one. Here's looking at you, task system menu. They're calling out their own interface for being shitty. So that's awesome.
Go Mod Dylan.
Mod Soften, welcome to the team. I think she's an RS3 character dev. I saw her Twitter earlier. She's the one who designed Zuck for RS3.
Oh,
so
interesting.
And then there is one tiny little, possibly insignificant, definitely not insignificant thing. Mod Ed has a piece on backporting quests. A bunch of quests from the RS2 days, a bunch of quests from like 2007 to 2010-ish era.
Like after the backup?
After the backup, but before EOC.
Okay.
And what's the notable quest that they talk about here?
I don't know.
While Guthix sleeps.
Ooh!
Having never done the quest in RS3, but having heard that it is one of the greatest stories ever told in RuneScape, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I am absolutely here for it. I think they say in here that like a lot of these backports are going to take a lot of work to get to Old School and to fit Old School in like a proper way, but
I'm here for it, bro. Like, I know a lot of you guys are working towards your Questcape, and you're probably like, please stop. I don't need more quests to do. I've got 5 left and I'm done. But like you're not gonna look back and be like, man, I wish they didn't add well Gothic sleeps. I was very mad. No, I mean once you get your Questcape and they add a new quest, you're gonna do the quest anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And here's the thing. If you're going for your Questcape and you're like, no, I'm done. I've done this big quest. I don't want to do any more quests. I'm over it. Stop that and do it. My recommendation, I have a piece of recommendation and I have a thing that hopefully will make you feel a little bit better. Read the damn quest dialogue. Understand what's happening in the story. I know that, I just want a spacebar because I want to get it done and I want the rewards. Going into it with that misery mindset is just going to make it awful. I dread quests I've done before because I don't want to go through all that shitty dialogue. Hell no, I don't want to do Song of the Elves again on Leagues. I'm going to buy it. Like, I'm not going to do that. The first time you do it, get invested. It doesn't feel like a quest. Kingdom Divided took me 5 hours to do, day of release or week of release, whenever I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a blast the entire time. If you told me, hey, spend 5 hours doing AKD, nope. I have no interest in doing that right now. Read the quest dialogue, you'll be more engaged. My like piece of hopefully hope for you, if you have Song of the Elves, AKD, Dragon Slayer 2, and Monkey Madness 2 done, there's like a 95% chance that you have the quest requirements for every new quest that comes into the game. I'm not kidding. If you're working towards your Questcape, or you already have your Questcape, you're probably going to be okay. Quests are some of the most accessible content in the game. It's not like Theater of Blood, where if you roll up with base 75 stats and say, take me through a TOB, I'm just going to say no. Most quest bosses, other than the big 3, Gluff, Seren, and Galvek, are pretty tolerable to fight with base level stats. And if you have your average base 60s going into base 70s, you're good. You're good. Like, quests are accessible. I know it seems like a lot, but if you're working on your Grandmasters as it is, you'll be able to handle anything that Jagex throws at you.
Yeah, because most of them are going to be, like you said, they're going to be backports of stuff that may just be continuations of small quest lines.
Except for While Guthix Sleeps, because
Yeah,
it is
except for that
described as a Grandmaster quest,
Yeah.
and again, one of the greatest quests of all time.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
So yeah, do yourself a favor and read through the Gazette. Like we said, we really don't want to. We could spend another like 2 hours, and again, at the top of the episode, we're not doing 3-hour episodes anymore.
Yeah, this honest to God, this dead ass kid. We're so behind on news posts. This could be like a
Yeah.
4-hour episode, but we have to cut it off at some point. So
I think that's going to do it for this segment, folks. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back for all of the fun stuff we do every week. So see you guys after this.
Hello. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Simon Templeton, owner, operator, sole proprietor, and chief executive officer of Simon Templeton's totally legitimate archaeological expeditions. You've actually caught me out here at an interesting time. I'm doing work for the Varrock Museum, and as a matter of fact, you've come by at just the right time. You see that pyramid? At the top rests a smaller, shinier pyramid. It's not a very tough trek up, but you see, that's my problem. Last time I tried to go up there, I really hurt my back on the way down, so I haven't been feeling up to the climb lately. But that's where you come in. You see, I've got a guy. He's willing to pay top dollar for those pyramid tops. So I'll make you a deal. For every pyramid top you get me, I'll toss you 10,000 gold. That's right, that's a 1 with 4 zeros at the end of it. No diminishing returns, just cold, hard cash. So what do you think? We got a deal? Wait, don't answer that. Just meet me here at my base camp outside the pyramid tomorrow morning. If you get lost on your way over, the pyramid is right next to the edge of the world. Literally, there's nothing there. You stare at the void stares back. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Can't wait to do business with you, partner.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial. I know that I sure did. It is the time of the episode where we want to shout out our lovely patrons. Thank you to everyone who does support us on Patreon. But a big shout out to our Wise Old Man tier, starting us off with Scape Caution, Elagio, Bolimer, Basket, Benjamin R, Captain Khrunk, Haddad, C. Gladney, Morty, Drum TXT, Flying Castiel, Fortimus, newest patron this week, GH, Harley Dad, Ice, Hualo, MB Jones, Jake W, Jonazoon, Jordy, King Flip, Macrotinka Jones, Monkey Waffle, Mr. Darkside 76, 999, 999, Pooper Cheeks, Rest of Fury, Salted Snake, Shadow, and Troll. Thank you to our Wise Old Man tier. We appreciate every single one of you. Big shout out to our KBD tier folks. Much love. Kiss, kiss. Starting us off with Oxie's Dad, Cookies in MILF, Dr. Draven, Evan B, Kroll, the Lord Jake himself, P-Joint, our third favorite Patreon supporter, Ralph, Ryan H, aka Oxie's Left Nut, aka Angel of Death, and Spartan Fire. Thank you to everyone who supports us over on Patreon. Like I said, if you would like to join, we have many tiers available to almost any budget. You can visit patreon.com/Xpwaste. While you're there, go ahead and connect your Discord account to your Patreon account so that you can take advantage of all the stuff that we have available in the TNL Discord. And make sure you join TNL as well. It's a great place to hang out. And if you like playing RuneScape, we've talked about it many times on the show. It's a great place to find community. The only other thing I want to talk about as far as the things we've been talking about each week is the giveaway. So if you're on YouTube right now, or if you're not on YouTube and you're just listening in your ear holes with your headphones or in your car, then you can head over to our YouTube channel and on this video, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, just maybe leave a like. A shout out to last week's winner for winning 3 Old School Runescape bonds. If you join in and enter for this week's giveaway, we're giving away 4 Old School Runescape bonds. We've talked about it so many times on the show. There's a lot of different upgrades you can get for your account. if you're in the mid game, the end game, whatever, 4 bonds. That's 2 months of membership or roughly 20 mil GP just for leaving a comment. That's a lot of money. So leave a comment, subscribe, like the video, and we will do the drawing next week. So this is the last time that we'll be doing this type of giveaway. I don't know for how long, but at least for this series of giveaways. So check the description, check our social media to see if you won last week's. So we're going to quickly go over this, but this is the time for our community question. We didn't have a community question last week, like we said, because we did episode 50, but we wanted to quickly go over some of the responses from episode 49, which was the polling questions.
Mm-hmm.
So some of these were pretty funny. I think the first one, we said, give us your honest opinions on the polling system. And the first one that I'm seeing is from Jacob, and they said, I get frustrated when I accidentally tap the booth. That's about it. I feel that on a spiritual level because there are so many booths in this game that just don't make sense why they're there. Like in the farming guild when you're trying to click the bank and you just run up and you tap on the booth. Sam says, I dig it. Also, Oxie, you're wrong. I come to the podcast to consume my OSRS news. Thanks for the feedback, Sam. This one is the Lobotomizer. They said Jagex seems to play pixie choosies with the extent of pulled content. I agree with the statement that they lack confidence to implement meaningful changes without caustic community backlash. So, yeah. Let's see. Connor says the polling system keeps the game in a good place. It deters things like power creep and heavy changes as well. I do think, however, how things are pulled needs to change. Warding should have passed, for example. Should it have though? I don't know. I think warding was just we won't get into it. I don't know. I don't think warding should have passed. I voted no. So Vincente says when OSRs first came out, it was great. It was a great thing. Now it's gotten in the way of letting the game grow. Let it stay for major changes, but not for minor things. Highly, highly agree. I think that's the point that we got to in that episode. Seymour says it's absolutely broken. That is all. Thanks, Seymour. Cool. So that was the community question. Those weren't all the responses, but again, this was like from 2 weeks ago, so it's not super relevant. But for this week's question, if you want to answer, please leave a response. We're going to have the question being, let's see. What is your favorite thing from the new Gazette that was posted? What are you most excited about from the new Gazette?
Or any of the bajillion freaking articles that have come out that we have not talked about recently.
Sure. What are you most excited about from the last 2 weeks of content?
Yeah, because we got a lot of stuff.
And we'll read those next week for you guys. Thank you to everyone who has left a response on those episodes and on YouTube. We super appreciate it. We read every single one, even if we don't read them on the show.
It is 1:06 a.m. I'm falling asleep at my chair doing the podcast. But it is time for achievements of the week. So, couple to shout out here. In the skilling end of it, we have 2 spicy 99s this week. We have our dear friend Mima cracking off 99 Hunter. Congratulations, King. And then we have obviously a member of the clan and friend of the podcast, member of the Dorks and Daggers crew, De La Gente, got 99 cooking. So 2 big 99s this week. Love to see it. On the PVM end of things, I don't even know how this is physically possible. But a friend of our clan, Ayub, I shouldn't be surprised that this guy's a gamer, completed his first solo Theater of Blood. That's it. Just solo TOB.
Solo TOB.
A real
insane,
one.
Dude.
There's not a story mode, a real one.
Yeah.
It took him an hour and 4 minutes to complete the PVM portions of it. And I imagine a lot of that was Verzik and Nilo. But what the hell?
This
I
is
have
content.
no words.
This is content that was not specifically designed to be soloed. Like they went into creating Theater Blood saying, we do not think this is solo content. But there's people out there who are insane gamers who do it solo. It's not efficient by any means to run a solo TOB. Like in the hour and 40 odd minutes that they did that, you probably could have
an hour
done,
and 4. It took them
so hour and
64
4.
minutes, 70 minutes if you count all the time they spent at the chest. But like
in
an
70
hour,
minutes, you probably could have done like at least 2, maybe 3 if you're fast. So it's not efficient, but it's a dang good achievement. Holy smokes. Group content soloed, that's insane.
Truly, I have no words. Theater of Blood is not content designed to do by yourself.
Yeah.
And it sucks. Jesus Christ, congratulations on the he's been working on that for a while, so huge to see him complete that. So that's the achievement of the week. Do we have a fun question lined up?
We do.
Delightful.
So, fun question comes straight to you from the CC. Every week we are really, really prepared for the fun question, but sometimes we just want to throw it off to the community, and we don't want to use our backlog of hundreds and hundreds of fun questions that we have prepared. So the CC came through on this one. Shout out to Creamed Ham for this fun question. So Oxie, what are the top 3 locations that you would add to an IRL Portal Nexus?
Shout out to Creamed Ham, who literally just joined the recording booth chat as
What's
we
up,
started
Creamed Ham?
as we started this section here. So that's always fun. My first 3 answers are like work, school, my hometown, but that's so boring. I'm gonna choose. I am gonna put work in there because then I could literally roll out of bed and just like go to work.
Yeah.
Like not even have to drive, not have to do anything. Just like I want my job to be in my Portal Nexus. The other 2 are going to be real spicy though. I want one of them to be at, I believe it's Monterosso in the Cinque Terre in Italy. That's a beautiful place. I think they anchovies or sardines, whatever they are, they sell. Oh, they're so good. They're so crispy. There's cliff diving. You're right there on the sea. It's not the Mediterranean Sea. It's a different sea. I went there after I graduated high school. It's been a very long time. It's beautiful. It is so nice there. And as much as I am a freshwater man through and through, we stand the lake effect by me. God, it was so nice there. And I do like a good drive through Michigan, so it kind of takes the fun away if I have a nexus to some places like that. The other place, it's tough for something like that. My other place, I'm trying to make it like fun as hell. Like I'm trying to make it just completely off the wall. And off the top of my head, the first thing that comes to mind is either Japan, because I've always wanted to visit Japan. Or somewhere in like southern Alaska so I can watch a bunch of humpback whales do their thing. Which there's a lot of more practical places I could go.
Yeah.
But those just seem like the most fun and the most like, yeah, sure. I have a gilded nexus that can take me anywhere in the world. I'm going to choose these 3 places first.
Yeah.
It's definitely work, and definitely it's on my mind because like, oh God, I hate waking up in the morning. And anything to give me a little bit more sleep, like instantly teleporting to my job. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Like how long is your commute though?
25-ish minutes.
Okay, so that's respectable. Yeah. A Portal Nexus, like a Nexus to teleport to your work is pretty respectable.
If I worked in the next building over, I would put a Nexus in there.
Well, here's the thing.
I am not missing any game ticks when it comes to sleep.
Here's the thing that would be interesting with that. So my answer is going to revolve around work for the first one, but here's something I challenge you to think about. I would put a teleport to my work, but I would want to work at my dream job, but not have to live in the city where that job is. So for instance, if I wanted to be some sort of like Silicon Valley millionaire, but I don't want to have the high cost of living for California, I can live in low cost of living Texas and just have a portal nexus for my job in San Francisco, you know? So that's one
actually
option.
It's actually not a bad strat. I don't want to say unfortunate counterpoint. I really freaking love what I do right now. I love it. I love where I'm at. I love how I can do my job being as vague as possible. I could do it other places, but not quite in the same way.
Sure.
So where I'm at right now for me is just perfect.
Yeah. But the thing
If
about
I
it
could
is,
find
Oxie,
something similar that paid me like 7 figures to do it,
well, here's the thing.
might put a
You
portal
could have
nexus
your-
up in there.
You could
but-
have your job where you live now, right? But then you could move to Texas. We could do the podcast every week in a studio, and then
Have
you could still
seen
work.
Have you seen Northern Michigan?
No, I haven't.
Exactly. So I think we get a nice studio up in like Traverse City, something
my
like
gosh.
that, maybe. You want to go
So
to Texas.
I have to have one of my Nexus portals be in freaking Michigan. Okay.
Have you ever seen Northern Michigan?
No.
Exactly. So you
The
didn't get to
farthest north-
complain about it.
The farthest
Where's
north I've been is
where's my
Flint.
mitten gang? You guys get it. You guys understand why it would be awesome.
Okay, so my second one is going to be Iceland. I don't know where at in Iceland, but I want to be there all the time. That country is beautiful, and it's so diverse in its scenery. It's just amazing. I've never been to Iceland. I've actually never been outside of the U.S. border. That's my goal for this year. So Iceland is my second one. And then, I don't know, a third one? Probably just somewhere in Colorado. Like, just another beautiful, beautiful state that we have in here in the U.S. And if I could just, like, I've never skied and I've never snowboarded and stuff, but like, if I could just have a portal to somewhere in Colorado where, you know, you can just hit the slopes one day off the rip and then come back to your nice warm state of Texas, that would be great. And not have to drive like 13 or 14 hours.
Mountains.
And not have to
scare
live
me.
there either.
Mountains scare me. I don't like it. I don't like heights.
Is it technically a height though? Like, it's so slopey, dude. Like,
Doesn't
it's
matter.
just flat.
Doesn't.
It's a hill.
doesn't
It's a big
matter.
hill.
Doesn't
Anyway.
matter. I went skiing twice in the 7th and the 8th grade. We went with the National Junior Honor Society to a ski slope in Michigan, and I got this like grizzled veteran instructor who was like in his 70s and had been skiing since he was like 4 years old. All of my friends knew how to ski somehow at the age of like 11 years old. And I was like one of 2 people who opted to take lessons. The other person who opted to take lessons was my friend Ryan, but he was getting snowboarding lessons. I was getting outfitted for my skis, and my little fat ass at 11 or 12 years old was looking for poles. And this, you know, old man of the sea comes up to me and he's like, "You don't want poles. If you use poles, you're going to die." I'm like,
Wow.
"What?" I'm like, "Isn't that not how people do it?" He's like, "If you use poles, your first instinct is going to be to stick the poles in the ground, and they're going to stop you, but it's not going to stop your movement, so you're going to fly forward and tumble and die." And I was like, "Okay, cool. I already don't want to do this. Thank God we already paid for it." So we get me in skis, which I had never done before, and it was hard to walk around in because they're, 6-foot pieces of plastic attached to my feet. As I'm walking out of the damn lodge to get to the bunny hill where General Patton is going to show me how to do this, my friend comes barreling down. I'm talking like the Vine, like I'm a giraffe, like flying down the hill.
Yeah.
Mach speed. Hits a little bump. Tumbles like a cartoon and breaks his arm in front of me on his first run down the slope on a snowboard.
Oh no.
So I watch my best friend at the time break his arm. And then I'm told by this guy to scoot my fat ass over to the rope that's going to pull me to the top of the hill. He had me go down with my hands on my knees. He's like, "French fries if you want to go fast. Pizza, but not like any pizza, like a big man pizza pretty much just like hold your legs like this if you're me and go down the hill to slow down. I don't think I have ever shouted the words man pizza over and over again at the top of my lungs ever in my entire life than when my prepubescent, probably frosted tip 12-year-old ass was just flying down this bunny hill. That's all I did the whole day was the bunny hill. And then the next year I went, my friends were like, oh, you already got the lessons, bitch. You have to come with us. I did like the next 2 hills up. There was a turn in one of the hills. Life flashed before my eyes. I am not a winter sportsman. I would never go to heights. Scare the shit out of me. I went to the Grand Canyon. You stare at the void stares back. It's horrifying. It's so beautiful, but it's so scary. You have fun in Colorado with your hills and your mountains. I'm gonna stay on the flat ground
of Michigan.
Be good flat. I will be at sea level. Thank you very much.
At sea, yes. All right, Creamed Ham, thank you so much for that question. Appreciate that. If you guys want to answer the fun question at any point and you're just like itching to tell us, put it in the community question or in the YouTube comments. Or if you're feeling spicy, join the TNL Discord and answer in the Xpwaste chat. So we have it there for you guys. You may have to scroll just a little bit if you're new to Discord or whatever. It can get kind of confusing. There's different sections. Xpwaste podcast is one of them. So just scroll down a little bit until you see Xpwaste chat. So, Oxie, I think that is the time for the episode. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I don't. I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to upload my video to our Google Drive and then I'm going to go to bed. That is my whole plan. I just completed a combat achievement doing something at Kriara. Swoop no more. It's time for sleep, bro.
If you can't relate to Oxie because you may be listening to this at like 3 p.m, Oxie's tired. I drank some caffeine earlier. I'm not so tired. It's probably a problem. But
if I drank caffeine, I'll be up all night, and I can't do that going into work. So I'm just like, you're gonna suffer.
Oh,
you're gonna be happy about it.
Oh no,
that kind of We're vibing.
I'm hoping that one of these days, my job situation changes a little bit and such that we can start recording again on Sundays. Because right now we're recording on Mondays. And poor Oxie baby has work on Tuesdays.
Poor Oxie baby. Is that the words that just came out of your mouth?
Not Good in like God. You're a baby. Oh my gosh, you're so baby.
I am.
It's Oxie baby. Oxie baby.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
Like a greaser, bro. Like let me slap the jukebox. I don't know. It's 12 in the morning. And Xpwasters, if you've made it this far and you're just listening to our rambles, thank you so much for joining and listening to this. We super appreciate you, each and every one of you. Tell your friends about the show. You know RuneScape people, and you know people who like podcasts. Why not tell them?
Tell people who don't play RuneScape or listen to podcasts.
Hey, that's the ultimate.
Yeah, exactly. Just tell them.
Just get.
You got a guy sitting next to you on the subway, like, hey. You ever heard of Xpwaste? They're like, who the hell are you? You're like, show about Old School RuneScape. Advertise the hell out of it, just for fun.
Listen, you never know
that. What happened? I don't know.
You never know who played this game as a kid, and they just needed that little like spark of nostalgia to get back into it. You just got to tell them about it, right? So post on your social media, tell your friends, put it on your story on Instagram, post it in your Discord channels, and if you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, blah blah blah. Guys,
and speaking of talking about the show, I know I'm literally about to pass out, but there's one thing. I almost started crying. I was laughing so hard earlier when I first saw this. A guy named IGE joined our Discord. I gay.
Oh yeah.
I gay. I'm also gay.
IG.
Half gay. This guy came into Discord and he's like, hey, I heard the story you guys were telling about like your friend T-Pace getting crashed at Giant Mole. That was me and my clan who crashed him. And he showed up with his boys to like counter crash the counter crashers. And he's like, dude, I had no idea. I didn't put the pieces together until you said that. I so wish I would have gone to that because he said he's been a fan of the show for months. I think that would have been hysterical. hysterical.
Like you show up as Oxie M, and he's like,
I
know
should
that
have gone.
name.
I should have gone like dressed as the sandwich lady, and been like, wait a minute, this isn't Corp. like that. In hindsight, I so should have went, but I think it was during leagues. Either way, that's so funny. You never
Such
know
a
who you're going to
small
run into
world.
when you tell stories about this game. So that's
Yeah.
I just had to shout that out because like I can't believe we found like you don't ever find the crashers. That's good
No.
shit. But yeah.
Another thing, while we're talking about like just talking to people in game, when we first started this podcast, I would tell everybody in game about like, hey, you like podcasts? Listen to my podcast, Xpwaste. 2 notable people that I've run into and have subsequently had relationship with now. Mighty, the guy that we had on the podcast. I was randomly in the GE one day and I said, hey, you guys like podcast? Mighty was there. And he's like, I know you from TikTok. Let's collab. Okay. That might not have happened if I didn't say it. And our friend Shadow. I was woodcutting one day and I was just talking to this guy named Shadow Blade. And I told him about the podcast. And now he's a infernal rank. Tiz Cow in our clan. Huge member of the clan.
I did not know that. I talked to Shadow every day for weeks, and I did
Yes.
not know that is how
So,
you met him.
You literally never know who you're going to run into or the friendships you're going to make along the way. So, Xpwaste, we're building community out there. So,
Talk
part of
about
it.
what you're interested in. Doesn't have to specifically be our show.
yeah, sure.
We're getting too far into the rabbit hole of follow your dreams, and I'm cutting us off right there. Good
Listen.
night, everyone. We love
Yes.
you all very dearly, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.